If your emotions are always dependent on the news, on social media, on gossip, on drama, how can you remain focused on your goals? So the career that you want, the community you want to be a part of, the impact you want to make, the romantic relationship you want to have, how can you expect to have that if you're not able to remain focused on what truly matters? This is why you need to focus on the art of being unbothered. Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Bianca and I make self-development videos for ambitious, disciplined, and athletic women. And only listen to this video if you're ambitious and on self-development. This video is not for people that like playing the victim and like staying in that victim mindset. This video and this advice is only for people that truly want to change, that are proactive and serious about achieving their dreams. So if you're sick and tired of being bothered by things that are not aligned with that vision of yours, you need to keep listening to this video. Be unbothered and get money. So this video will be in two parts. Part one, be unbothered. So being unbothered doesn't mean that you don't care about nothing. It doesn't mean that there's nothing that you care about. It means that you are choosing wisely where to put your energy and your focus on. So that means that you actually care about something a lot. There's one thing that you truly care about, and that's your life's purpose. So it doesn't matter whatever else that's happening in your life, if it's not aligned with your life's purpose, it shouldn't bother you. Your life's purpose is not about pleasing your parents. It's not about investing in your friends' dramas. It's not about being bothered by all these little misfortunes that happen in your life, like you're entitled to not have any of that happen to you. Living your life's purpose means that you're living at your fullest potential. That means that you have acquired self-mastery through getting out of your comfort zone. That means that you are truly living your deepest desires at your full potential. So you can only achieve that if you remain focused on becoming that version of yourself. You cannot waste your energy on things that don't matter. Now, how to be unbothered? If you want to be unbothered, you have to understand why you're being bothered in the first place. So why do people, life, or circumstances affect your emotions, your mood, your focus, and your well-being? Why is that? It's actually quite simple. The reason why you let everything outside of you control how you feel is because you don't value yourself, you don't know yourself, and you don't act like the best version of yourself. So the reason why you are offended by the fact that your friends don't invite you when they're hanging out without you is because you don't value your self-worth. Or the reason why, let's say, you agree to go to med school because your parents want you to do that even though you know that's not what you want, it's because you don't know yourself, you don't respect yourself, and you don't even know what you truly desire. And then lastly, you might get sucked up into drama online, on Twitter, on Instagram, or whatever, and you get that emotion build up. But if you take the time to think about it, you actually don't give an F about what's going on. The only reason why you care so much is because you don't respect your boundaries and you just feel what everybody else is feeling. You're not living authentically. You're not living like you're higher and above that. So if you don't know who you are and what you stand for and you don't value yourself, you won't be able to set boundaries, and instead you'll let everyone else or everything dictate how you feel. And how you feel, that dictates how you act, and how you act dictates your reality. So if you don't take the time to truly value yourself and know yourself and respect yourself and set boundaries and respect your needs, you're never going to be unbothered. You're always going to let the little things affect you. And that's going to put you off track to where you want to go, to that dream vision you have for yourself. And if you're here, it's because I know you're on your self-development journey. You clicked on this video because you want to self-develop, okay? That's freaking awesome. I'm so glad you're here. So now instead of being bitter about this, let's get better, okay? I'm going to teach you how to be unbothered. And I'm going to give you like the 5 rules that I did for myself to become unbothered, because trust me, I've been that person. I've been that person that lost her shit because she got a parking ticket. I've literally punched a wall once because I missed a deadline. I've let people bother me so much because they were ignoring me or being nice to my face but then gossip in my back. I have let so many little things bother me or reach me and just distract me and put me all over the place and not make me proud of how I would react. And I'm sick of that. And I've decided to change. And like I said, I've had these 5 rules that I decided to follow that has made me become unbothered today. The first thing you gotta do is don't take anything personally. One of the biggest things that people get bothered by is their friends. Friendship is very complicated sometimes. But the thing is, if your friends don't treat you with respect and don't value you, they are not your friends. And you should not take that personally. Let's say they are insulting you or they're saying stuff to your face or behind your back that are just plain mean and don't come from the heart. It is not personal. Trust me, they're the ones that are effed up to talk shit about you. I don't know why I censor my F word, but I say shit, but my bad. So the reason why I know that those people are the ones that are suffering if they insult you is because I know what it's like to be the person insulting someone. So if you don't know who I am, I'm a professional soccer player and I get really emotional when I'm on the field sometimes. And in the past, it still happens today, but I would insult players on the field. I would call them soft. I would be sarcastic, like, get up, you're weak. I would say stuff like that, you know? And it's part of the game. Like, it's always to some extent like on the fine line of sportsmanship, but this is how it works. Like, look at every professional sports team. There's always players talking shit to each other, okay? That's part of the game. Afterwards, you need to be able to shake hands and hug and say good game and everything is respectful. But in the emotions of the game, we all understand what it's like to insult each other and just to be in each other's faces about whatever happened. But the thing is, the reason why I know that that person should not take personally what I say to them is because when I insult that person, it's usually because they beat me. It's because they did better than me. It's because I made a mistake. And it's my way to compensate by making it about them. But I know that about myself. I'm not lying to myself. I know I messed up. I know that I'm the one that did the mistake or that I should have done better. So it's not personal to them. So just think in the context of your friends. If your friends are telling you something that are mean, it's usually a reflection of how they feel about themselves. It's not about you. So the way to not take anything personally is anytime someone says something about you, use that feedback to get better. So you can either get better by analyzing what they say and see if there's certain type of truth. If there is some type of truth, it's okay, just fix it. But if there's no truth, then you've gotten better because you would not have let that affect you because you know who you are. You know your values. You know what you stand for. You know what your worth is. So you should not let that affect you. The second thing you need to do to be unbothered is to know your values. You need to pick 3 values that are at the core of who you are. And don't worry about it because those can change over time. It's normal. We change over time and we evolve, so those can change. But the values that you choose will be the blueprint of how you act, and you will always be able to fall upon that in any situation. Because if you don't have values, you'll always second guess yourself. You'll second guess your decisions. You'll second guess your train of thoughts. You'll second guess what people say about you because you won't have any identity to fall back on. Values are such a wholesome way to have an identity over what you do as a career or the person you're dating or the accomplishments you've had. Having values is something that feels very deep and authentic. So for example, you decide that one of your values is honesty. When you're in a situation, let's say in the past where you didn't have a defined value and you had friends talk about something that you disagree with, but everyone in the group agrees with, maybe in the past you would have just agreed and just to be a people pleaser. But deep down, that would bother you because you know that you disagree with what the people are saying. However, if you do have the value of honesty and you define that for yourself and you stick to it, when you're in that situation, you will respect your value and you will say your opinion. And you'll see that a lot of people will then shift and agree with you. Whether they agree with you because it actually resonates with them, like they're like, oh, I was thinking the same thing but didn't have the courage to say so. Or maybe some people will say it just because they agree with everything. There are people, tons of people that are people pleasers out there. That will show people that you respect yourself, and that would ask them to start respecting you. So You cannot lose by respecting your values. So I would pick 3. One of my values is growth. I value growth so much. So everything I do, whatever the situation is, I try to ask myself, how can that make me grow? Literally anything, whatever good, bad situation happens, it's given me so much peace. It's always given me a guideline of how to tackle a situation because I am stuck to my value. It is part of me. And every time that I stick to my value and I act upon my value, it reinforces who I am and it makes me more respectable from people and also less easily manipulated by people. Because when you don't know who you are, you're literally a puppet to everyone else. And that's when you become bothered. Because deep down, authentically, you know you're being manipulated and it pisses you off. So pick your values and stick to them. The third thing that you need to do to become unbothered is to know your deepest desires. You need to know what you want. Because when you know what you want, you have tunnel vision to get that. And if you're really connected to your desires, that's like a superpower because whatever situation happens to you, you don't play the victim anymore. You become a problem solver. And that's one of the best qualities you can have. If you become a problem solver, you are taking ownership of your life. And once you take ownership of your life, you literally can achieve whatever you want. You can put your mind to something and you will achieve it. And by knowing your desires, it allows you to stay disciplined because you would rather suffer the discipline to get what you want than suffering the pain of the regret of not getting what you want. You're gonna suffer regardless. You have to pick what are you willing to be uncomfortable for. The fourth thing that you gotta do to be unbothered is to put yourself first. You need to prioritize yourself over anyone and anything else. And I know it sounds selfish, but that's exactly what you need to do to best show up for everyone else. Even if you had to take care of someone else, if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to properly care for that person. Put yourself first. And the reason why you become unbothered by doing that is because when you start prioritizing yourself, you're giving yourself a message to your brain that you are worth something, that you are of value. And over time, the more that you put yourself, you prioritize yourself every single day, the more it will be easy for you to feel like anything that is detrimental to your well-being, you'll be able to push away. You need to take care of yourself to respect yourself. And once you respect yourself, you walk away with confidence. And people look at you and they feel like they should respect you because it's like, damn, that person respects herself. She must be worth something. She must be onto something. I need to respect that person. I want to be with that type of person because you will attract the type of people that will elevate who you're supposed to be. If you don't respect yourself, you're only going to attract the people that don't respect themselves as well, because they're just going to look onto you to give themselves a sense of self-worth. But if you start working on yourself and respecting yourself, those people cannot feel, they're going to feel threatened by you. They're not going to want to be around you, and you're just going to push those people away, which is what you want. You don't want toxic people in your life. And then the last thing, the number 5 thing that you need to do to be unbothered is to close your mouth. Stop talking so much and start listening more. You need to analyze everything around you. You need to analyze your thoughts. You need to analyze your reactions to things. You need to start studying yourself. If you want to live authentically, you need to know yourself. And you can only know yourself if you detach yourself from situations that are happening and choose to react differently. Because one of the worst things people do is that something bad happens to them and then they just react right away. They don't even take the time to analyze what is happening and to realize that they have control to change their reaction. And everyone knows that if you're into meditation, because meditation makes you aware of your thoughts. It makes you able to almost like pause the moment and analyze what is going on through your brain, and then it gives you the power to react differently. I noticed that I've changed so much because of how I deal with traffic. I used to lose so much control and I used to be so angry when I would be in traffic, especially unexpected traffic. That would piss me off. But now I realize that when I'm in traffic, there is literally nothing else I can do that I literally feel a shift in my brain where I decide to be calm and just focus on my breath, or just listen to a podcast, or just realize that there's literally no point to be upset right now. Why would I want to be upset right now where it's just going to put me in a bad mood and it's not going to make me advance faster? Might as well be that person that is enjoying their moment versus being like everyone else, just pissed off in traffic. So this is the highest version of myself, not getting bothered by things that are out of my control or that are so insignificant to the dream I'm reaching. The version of myself I want to be, the life I want to have. Let me end the part one with this. Vivre et laisser vivre. That is a French quote that I remember hearing a lot growing up. Didn't really understand the meaning of it until now that I'm older and you're wiser. It basically means live and let live. Just live your life true to your values and let other people live life to their values. Don't be bothered by how they should live it. Everyone's situation is so different. Everyone's upbringing is different. No one has had the same past as you have. So no one should judge you for being who you are today. And you have no right to judge people for being the way that they are, okay? Just focus on you, okay? I'm excited about part 2. Get money. Once you're unbothered, you're able to get money. That's the easiest way. Because if you're ambitious, I know that you're meant to have a big impact. If you're someone like me, like, you know that you're meant to be a leader and have a positive influence on the world and make a change. And a lot of times that needs money. Like, we need a lot of money to make things happen. That's just the way that our currency is today. And what's really amazing when you're unbothered is that you don't quit. And you're more resilient to any setbacks or failure because you're not bothered by it. You know that it's part of the process. You pick your sleeves up. I'm trying to use more expressions. I don't know if that's the one, but you know what I mean. And then you get to work. You get back to work. It doesn't matter what happened. You just focus on achieving your dreams. Once you're unbothered, you literally can let go of anything that doesn't align with your purpose. So that's amazing. So now let's talk about how to get money. And I'm going to give you a couple tips here. The first thing you got to do to get money is to treat yourself like a pro athlete. I'm making an assumption here that you're somewhat athletic and you have some background in athletics just because I'm a pro athlete myself and you probably like sports. But if you didn't play sports, it doesn't really matter. Just think of a pro athlete. What do? They eat the proper foods, they exercise, they take care of their sleep, and they visualize their success. Those are 4 things that every pro athlete does. If you do that, you're going to put yourself in the mind space to be able to perform. And I say that because making money is a game. If you talk or listen to all business people, they all say that money is a game and you just need to be good at it. But might as well treat yourself, your body, physically well so you're mentally sharp and ready to win. The next thing you want to do is to build your personal brand. And that's by being consistent on your social media platform and what you put out in the world, because let me break it to you. People have an opinion about you. You have a story, and people are going to make up that story if you don't take control of that. Your personal brand is basically what people say about you when you're not in the room. And everyone always has an opinion about who you are. So might as well take control over that. There are so many professional athletes in my industry that don't take care of their personal brand, and people, fans, think they know who they are or a certain type of personality, and it's so not the case. They're so different outside of the sport. And I'm a perfect example for that because in my sport, I'm extremely tough. I literally got suspended for flipping off a ref. I've done terrible stuff out of anger, and I'm very, very aggressive. And that's not the type of person I want to show up as, because that's only the alter ego that I have on the field, but that's not who I am at my core. And I want to change that. I want to show people who I really am authentically. And that's just me doing the game. That's just me being competitive and putting on the mask of performance. But that's not who I am authentically. That's not the opportunities I want to create. So you need to take control over what you put out in the world. If you're on social media, you need to take control over what you put there and have a strong personal brand about the values you stand for. Let's say the values that you choose earlier. Make sure that you show that through your social media. I know people always say, that to be unbothered, you should not care about what people think of you. And I think that is BS, because you need to care about what people think of you to some extent. That is your reputation. Your reputation is the most important thing. It takes 20 years to build and 1 second to lose. So you need to make sure that your reputation is exactly where you want it to be. And you have control over that by how you act, by what you put out there. And if you don't do it yourself, people are going to do it for you. I promise you that. So take control over that. And then the third thing that you want to do to get money is to be exceptional at one thing. People reward exceptionality. Find out what you're good at and become exceptional at it. If you're mediocre or average in a lot of things, that's not worth a lot of money. People pay good money for people that are extremely good at one thing. Someone that can solve a very specific, complex problem is extremely rewarding. You will get paid by how hard it is to replace you. It's the same thing in the athletic world. I get paid more than a rookie coming in right now because I am much harder to replace based off my experience, based off the output that I've had, based off the fact that I went on the national team. I have so much to offer compared to a rookie. A rookie gets paid less because they don't have anything to show for themselves. And the rookies that get paid more are usually the rookies that are on the national team, that quit high school early to go play pro because they have a specific talent, they are exceptional. You will get rewarded by how exceptional you are. And you don't have to be good at 1,000 things. You just need to pick one thing and be the best at it. And I promise you, you will get money from that. The next thing you gotta do to get money is to become self-aware. I mean, the whole video, you have to be self-aware to do that. But you constantly need to remind yourself about how you act and be aware of what you do. Because the more self-aware you are, the more you're able to help people. And the more people you're able to help, the more you'll be rewarded and get money from that. The reason why you want to be self-aware is because you want to be extremely mindful of the pain that you have. A lot of times, the people that are not self-aware, they're suffering a lot, but they're not acknowledging what's going on. And eventually, they don't really find a problem to that. They stay in the victim mindset, they have a fixed mindset, and they don't really get better, and they're not really able to impact other people because they're stuck in their own problems. But if you're self-aware, you become so familiar with your pain and because you want to be unbothered, and because you have dreams, and because you have a growth mindset, you will find a way to solve that problem. And the moment that you learn how to solve a big pain of yours, you're able to help someone else, and you're so valuable. I feel like the reason why some of my videos are popping off and so many people relate to it is because everything I say comes from what I've been through. Every video I make is not me just following a script that another YouTuber made. I'm literally just writing down stuff from my journal, and I'm trying to gather it together and put some sort of, I don't know, structure to it for it to be more digestible for you. But this is all pain that I've been through. I've been the person that was bothered. I was that person that was fixed mindset. I was the person that was scared of the word money. I used to be all that person, but I found a way to change my mentality about it. And I'm here to show it for you because it's opened so many opportunities for me, and it made me so excited about life. And I want you to feel the same way. And I want to create this community of people that we are on the same page and we get after our dreams together, because there's literally an abundance of dreams that are ready to be reached. We're just the people that need to go grab it. So you need to be aware of what actually truly pains you, what is at the deep of your suffering, and figure out how to fix that. And you will get money if you're able to help other people fix those problems. Now let's go on to the last advice that I have for you. And this is probably the most important advice in the whole video, honestly. If there's one thing I could say to you in this whole video, it would be this: believe in yourself. And don't roll your eyes. Listen to me. This is the most important advice that people always overlook. Like, even on Facebook, let's say, I would always see these quotes of like these moms that would put believe in yourself or all you need is love, and I would kind of roll my eyes like, why would you post that? But just because we've gotten that shown to our face so many times doesn't mean that it has less value. That is the most important value that you should have, because the moment that you do not believe in yourself, you already failed. I think a lot of this issue stems from the fact that in our childhood, when you would believe in yourself, it's almost like sometimes parents shield you from that. They don't want you to believe in yourself so much because they don't want you to get hurt or disappointed from that. And also, society kind of tells you to be humble and stay quiet. Every time you want to believe in yourself, or you have big expectations for yourself and you voice what you want to achieve in this world, people shut you down so easily and they scare you from believing in yourself. But that is so detrimental to our well-being, because if we don't believe in yourself and you have the dreams that you have inside of you at your core, you're never going to live in accordance or in balance or aligned with where you want to go. The people that make you feel bad for believing in yourself are people that have a mediocre life and want you to stay on their level. They want to scare you off because they don't want you to achieve more than what they have. They want you to stay miserable with them, because people that are miserable love company. Wait, what's the expression? Misery loves company. Told ya. I'm working on my expressions. But remember that the people that are successful and that have reached their dreams, they have believed in themselves. And those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. The people that will be where you want to go will tell you that you need to believe in yourself. They are the people that you should actually take advice from. They are the people that you should actually listen to. Stop listening to people that are not supporting your dreams. So do not set limits for yourself. Be delusional how much you want. Believe in the dream that you have for yourself, because the moment that you don't, you will not achieve it. And you will live a life of regret. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I hope this video was valuable. Let me know anything in the comments. I just love getting comments. Actually, fun fact, I don't have any notifications on my phone besides my messages and YouTube, because YouTube, I get so excited when I get a notification there, when I get a comment or a subscriber or a like or something. I get so excited. So if you want to make my day, you can leave a comment. If not, I will see you very soon this week for another video. I hope you get better and not stay bitter, and lead your life so you can lead others. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.